Welcome to Guns and Chicken Strips. I'm your host, James. What's happening? Today, I'm over here at the Turkla household. As you may not know, or as you know, I'm not sure if he's told you or not, Mr. Turkla and his wife, Miss Turkla, are on a diet right now, and all they're eating is like grilled chicken and Brussels sprouts and garbage like that. Me, on the other hand, I like to live dangerously. I'm not on a diet. So, I'm about to eat dinner with them, but I brought a little something, a little bit more my style. I bet you can guess what it is. But right now, we're waiting on them to get their dinner ready because I'm not going to be rude and not eat at the same time as them. On today's episode, after much urging of Mr. Turkla, I'm going to share with y'all a little story. This story is, if you didn't know it, or I'm not sure if I told y'all or not. I drove for Uber for a while and I met some very interesting people. Drew, aka Gucci, has always urged me to share these stories with y'all, so today I'm going to share one. It has to do with a gypsy traveler, and I'll explain who that is and what that is if you don't know. And him trying to rip me off. Sit back, relax, enjoy the episode.
What a gorgeous herbaceous medley.
There's been a mistake. You've accidentally given me the food that my food eats.
Salad is traditionally the first course at a wedding.
Is a gerbil marrying a rabbit?
As you can see, that is their dinner. Mine's a lot healthier, better for you, gives you energy throughout the day. A little bit of churches. Where's their symbol at? Right there. Churches. It's about to go down. I drove for Uber for a while. It was a fun and exciting time. I met a lot of hilarious people. I did it just for kicks because I heard about a lot of funny stuff that happened. So I hung out basically around the TCU in downtown Fort Worth area to pick up college chicks, of course. But they ended up all being annoying and ugly. Not ugly, but annoying. The most fun time was around 2 a.m. when the bars let out. So you'd go out there and that's when you make the most money. So you'd sit outside the bars and you'd wait to get somebody to give an Uber ride. And the way Uber works is somebody requests a ride, and then whenever you have your app open that you're working, it's called the Uber Partner app, it would flash that somebody's nearby and you would press accept and you'd get that ride. Nobody explained to me that when you're sitting in a downtown bar area, drunk people would just wander up to your car and try to get in, knowing that you're an Uber and just trying to convince you to go with them. So I'm sitting there in my truck, looking around and seeing all these Uber people standing outside their vehicles, just standing there, like, what is going on? And then I see people start wandering up and trying to get in my truck. I'm like, hey, and they're just trashed out of their mind. I'm like, no, I'm not working right now. They're like, oh, whatever. And then this one giant guy, what? He's probably about 350 to probably 320 to 350, I'd say. 6'5", ridiculously huge ginger. And you know how gingers are.
Are you ginger?
I'm not a ginger.
Is he a ginger?
I'm not a ginger. This is semi-ginger action right here. I'd say 1/5. But anyway, I'm not hating on gingers. Yes, I am. But this guy, come to find out, well, as I said before, was a gypsy traveler. If you don't know what those are, in Fort Worth, on the west side of Fort Worth, there's a whole community of what's called gypsy travelers. I don't know where they came from or what their history is. I'm guessing it's like Ireland, like the gypsies, like you think of, wearing the seeing ball and the fortune telling and stuff like that. I had to Google gypsy to make sure it was not a derogatory term. But it's not. It is a group of people. And he even called himself this. But the ones that I'm speaking of, there's nothing wrong with them. I've met groups of good, awesome gypsy travelers while I was Ubering. They all go downtown and drink too. Lots of good guys, hard-working dudes. Tipped really well. But this dude, I don't know what his deal was. He was one of them, but he was not a good guy. He was hammered, stumbling, And I see him coming, and I'm like, oh my God, it's about to go down. He comes up to my window, starts trying to reach in the truck to open the door. He's trashed. And I say, what's going on, man? He says, $100. And he's got, like, I can't do it right. Remember Snatch? You ever saw Snatch? He plays a gypsy. Come on. He plays a gypsy in it.
Mate, just look at the size of it. How big are you? Hey, kids, how big is he? Big man, that's for sure. Hey, man, come on, look at the size of this fella. Best your back's a little, can't you, sir? You look like a boxer.
Yeah, that's exactly what he sounded like. Kind of an Irish accent, but mumbling at the same time, and it was almost like a 30s gangster, weird, over-the-top accent. It was ridiculous. But he was trash, could barely keep his head up. He's wearing some ridiculous, like, cheap polo crap. I don't even know. It looked like Trader's Village stuff. Trader's Village. Yeah, you better be.
I'm sorry.
No, but I had heard from picking other people up that there were gypsy travelers around, and up until this moment, I had not heard of them. People had told me that they did business, construction business, asphalt paving, which I had no idea what that was. Apparently, it's that black stuff you see on like concrete and asphalt that just they coat the whole parking lot in it that protects it, I guess. I'm not sure, but the guy who explained what gypsy travelers were to me, it blew my mind that he said they were all crooks and criminals, and that they would take half the money for a job up front and then just disappear and never do the job. But like I said, there's good and bad people in every group of people. This guy was definitely a bad one. And he gets in the truck and he says, $100 take me, $100 take me home. He's just like that, not even looking at me. Hasn't looked at me one time. I said, no, man, I'm not working right now. I'm relaxing. No, $100. I said, nah, dude. He said, okay, $200. And I obviously knew, I came to the realization at that point that this dude was not getting out of my truck. So I decided to roll with it. Because if you've ever dealt with hammered drunk people before, which I've dealt with a lot, you can't really get away with not giving them what they want without a fight. So I was not in the mood to fight. So verbal judo it was. So if you don't know what verbal judo is, it is the art of talking your way in or out of things like a champion. And I am a black belt in verbal judo. But he got the car, he said $200 to take me somewhere. I said, okay, man, screw it, I'm going to take you. We start driving, and we're in the downtown 7th Street bar area, this college bar, just like every town has that has a college in it. And I say, okay, man, where are you going? And he's, just drive. I said, okay. So I start driving. I make a left-hand turn. He goes, where are you going? You can't go that way. That's back. You can't go that way. And he starts getting really irate. So then I change the subject. I say, okay, where do you want me to go? Just drive. So I just shut up and started driving. And so then verbal judo kicked in. And I started asking him, saying, well, what happened? And then he started telling me how he got in a fight in a bar and he got kicked out and needs to go home. And again, I didn't want to ask him where we were going because he'd get all irate again. And then he just kept saying that he got in a fight and he beat up a bunch of dudes. And I was like, okay, I'm going to have fun with this. So I started trying to lead him in directions. So I said, oh, well, how many people did you fight? He said, 6, I think. He said 6. I said, oh man, that must have been one hell of a fight. How many did you knock out? He said, all 6. Like, very confidently. I was like, oh, okay. Well, did you learn how to fight? And I was just leading him. Did you learn how to fight when you were younger or something? Yeah, I'm a gold black belt boxer. He literally said that he's a gold black belt boxer. In this moment, I pretty much knew he was full of crap, but it just kept going. And throughout the night, throughout the drive, he would say that he went 47-0 as a boxer, and then he went 7-0, and it was 28 knockouts. He just kept changing his numbers around, and I was just laughing in my head this whole time. And then every once in a while, he'd be like, "How much am I going to owe you for this ride?" And it just sounded like that. It was ridiculous. And I'd say, "Oh, you said you were giving me $200," and then he'd get this like fighting look on his face. What? And then oh, never mind. keep going. So it was obvious this dude was not going to pay me. So I hatched a plan. Driving, I said, how am I going to get money out of this guy to at least pay for my time so that I'm not wasting my time over here? Musa, don't lick it. So they're licking the leg of the camera. But anyway, I said, all right, how am I going to get money out of this dude? I need to hatch a plan quick. I could still not get him to tell me where he was going. So I said, all right, man, where do you want me to go? He said, let's get some food. I'm starving. Get some food. So we went to Whataburger, sat in the Whataburger line. In the Whataburger line, I asked him if he had any kids, and he's like, my little girl Madeline, my little girl Madeline. And he just kept saying that over and over, and it creeped me out. This dude ordered 2 double cheeseburgers, everything on it, and 3 taquitos and 2 breakfast on a buns. Ate all of it. No joke, that dude ate all of it sitting there without opening his eyes. And while in the Whataburger line, I hatched a plan. The plan came to a head, you know. I convinced him to open his Uber app and request a ride. And so I accepted the ride. And whenever he finally admitted to me where he lived, which was right down the street, left the Whataburger, he destroyed all of that food, like I said. He finally gave me his address, which was in this Gypsy traveler neighborhood. And I said, and I was like, so, and I wanted to hear if he was a Gypsy traveler or not. I asked him what his job was. He said he ran a construction company, asphalt paving. And all of this was in that accent, which was like old school 30s Irish. And so he gave me his address, go over to that neighborhood. It was ridiculous. I drop him off, and then I drive to downtown Dallas and drive in circles for the next hour and a half trying to get some money out of him. In the end, this psycho, giant, red-headed demon, Gypsy traveler, tried to rip me off. And I ended up getting money out of him. It was good times. Very interesting what happened. Now I stay the hell away from that neighborhood, needless to say, because he woke up with a bill from Uber when he thought he got away without paying me anything.
Solid.
It was very solid.
Oh, did you get that on camera?
I did.
You have like a dent in your face. Like right above your eye.
That was my end stuff right there. You took it like a champion. It was good stuff. Uber was good to me. Let me know if y'all like these stories. I'll tell you some more. There's a lot of stories I got. They're hilarious.
We gotta wait till
Right now we're gonna hang out with Senor Drew here. Is that tasty?
text.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Hope y'all liked this. Let me know in the comments if you want more, and I'll tell you more. But right now, I'm just sitting here with Senor L. Drew Turklow, a.k.a. Gucci. Remember, if you're my true fan, you will call him Gucci. Gucci!
Yeah. Gucci.
We're gonna watch the Rangers game and relax. Hope y'all enjoyed this episode of Guns and Chicken Strips. Thank y'all for watching. Love ya. Avery says hi. Catch you tomorrow, big chickens.